Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the biggest stars and some of my favourite people, and we've got one for you today. Gina Murray, how are you?
Hello, Alex. Lovely to see you again.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
I dare not think. Certainly 365 days.
It's got to be. I mean, I last saw you in Chicago on tour, but I think when we did our first proper chat, you were in the West End doing it.
Oh, yeah. So 2008, 2009.
And when we first met, that was the Full Monty, and you were the lead fella taking your clothes off.
Good times.
Do you remember that? I think you were covering Dora Bryan, and I was meant to interview Dora Bryan.
Stop that. That suggests like I was playing that role. I wasn't playing that role, much as I would have loved to play Jeanette. But yes, what a treat. Oh, love her.
We're both very old. And here you are now on tour with Hairspray in 2017-2018 UK Tour. And really, this is great for you because the role of Velma is a big character with a big personality, and you get to steal the show with a very feisty number.
Yeah, it's a cracker of a number. Just to go back to your earlier point, I'm not old, so you can edit that. I'm youthfully challenged.
I said I was old, not you.
Oh, good one then.
Youthfully challenged, I like that.
Yeah, so I get a cracker of a number. I mean, she's just bliss to play because she's all the great things you want in a character. She's evil, she's glamorous, she's sexy, she's fun, she thinks she's hilarious. She's just brilliant to play. You know, I thank my lucky stars for this one.
Is it nice to be part of a big tour? I mean, I know you did Chicago, and that's a slightly different show because it's almost like a play with music, isn't it? This is just feel good. It couldn't be better at a time with Brexit and terrorism. You walk in there, and from that opening beat to the standing ovation finale, it's just fun, the show.
It's totally fun from beginning to end, and I watch the audience's faces light up from the moment the curtain rises to the moment it drops, and that's fabulous. To bring that joy to people is really why we do it. It sounds, cheesy to say it, but that's the truth of it. And that's the reason that I wanted to do a show like this. Because at a time when we really need it as a world, we couldn't need it more. And all the themes are so relevant today as much as they have ever been, if not more. So it's a great way of making people think, about, in quotes, the message, but without them even being aware of it. And I think that's the only way to do theatre, because I would never be political. I would never get on my soapbox. But this is a lovely way to affect people and just make them think about those things while they're having a great time.
And they've given you a great cast for this. Not only a celebrity cast, but a proper stellar cast of performers. We
are really lucky. This cast have huge talent. We've got a few first-timers as well, and I don't think you'd ever know it. They're really, really special and lovely people because, to go on tour until June is a big ask. So I think what they've done with this company is brought together people that are phenomenal at their jobs, but also know how to get on with each other. So we're having a great time.
And your life's really interesting. I mean, you've worked in town a lot, you have been on tour, but you're also a mother and you've got 2 boys that you need to take care of. And doing this is a major commitment to be on the road for 8 months, 10 months, whatever it ends up being. You've managed to make it work finally. That must be thrilling to be on the road, but also unnerving knowing that you've got your family at home.
Yes, it's a real juggling act, and it's something that my sister Maz and I started to tackle with Woman, our band, and now it's really being tested. It's not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. But I love my job and I love my family, and if there's a way to be able to have both the cake and eat it, then I'll do it. And also my boys are growing up now and they're both in the business, and they understand much more than they ever used to what that business means. The business of show is a way of life as much as it is your job. So I think it's the right time.
And life on the road is tough. I mean, every week you're in a different town with this show and you have to find new gigs. And of course, whilst you're here, they're there. Has that become normal yet? I mean, you're only a few weeks into the run, knowing that they're 200 miles south and you're here doing it. Of course, they could be up to anything, couldn't they?
And they are. I get phone calls from the teachers on a daily basis. Cheers. I mean, literally in my interval, or in fact, opening night, as the curtain comes down and the adrenaline's rushing, and I'm thinking, what an amazing, fantastic experience. Message, had detention. Yeah, day one of school. Fabulous, well done. So it keeps you... reluctantly, your feet on the ground, and you are just brought down to earth with a massive bump sometimes, but I couldn't be more delighted. And it teaches you to not take it too seriously. It's a job and I love it, but my family are everything, aren't they?
Yep. I think back over the nearly 20 years I've known you, and it is that long. I got to know you first and then your sister Maz, and you're part of this formidable legacy of talent and showbiz history.
You can count yourself very lucky if you've been in the business like Maz and I have since we were kids, and we're still working now. But the reason is because we make sure that we are marketable, and you have to think about yourself as a business, I think, for it to work. You've got to see yourself realistically and know your strengths and your weaknesses and play to your strengths, I think. And the people who successfully do that will still be standing when this is all said and done. And if you can't tick the boxes of having fun and making some dosh, what's the point?
But at the root of all of that is two amazing voices, and yours especially in this show gets to shine. I've seen you on stages across the country for years and years and years, and it is a blessing, isn't it? You must count yourself lucky, because you can't buy that. You can be trained how to dance, you can be trained how to act, but you can't be trained to sing how you sing.
Gosh, that's really, really lovely of you. I'm going to have to record this and play it back a lot. I feel very fortunate. I've had a long time to learn the tricks and how to look after it and how to improve it, and I think it's such a special challenge to be playing a character, because the voice isn't always necessarily the voice I'd use to sing in my band, for example, or to make a pop record, or to do a country album, or to be a session singer. They're all different styles, and both Maz and myself switch ourselves quite regularly from genre to genre for work, and I think that's the trick, if you can do that. And I feel really lucky that with jobs like this and like playing Mama, they're such rounded, rich characters, and they are a treat to play. You have to respect that when you sing. You're singing as the character, I'm not singing as Gina. And if it works, fantastic, I'm thrilled.
And then we look at your other life, which is on TV and film and not on stage, and that's been just as successful, possibly more successful recently, because it's jobs where you can get them done. With this, you have to commit for months. The TV work's been going really well.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. I've been able to just switch from TV to theatre. I did an episode of EastEnders. I did Witless, which I think is terrific for the BBC. Really fun to play. She's from Bristol, Shirley, and she is married to a really, really fabulous actor, Francis McGee. And so I'm very lucky playing a gangster's mole. I don't know what about this says gangster's mole, but I seem to do those kind of jobs more than Shakespeare. I have no idea why.
I said to you right in the beginning, it's so rare to find people, especially in show business, who are personalities from this line of work. I mean, you've always stuck out, both you and Maz. I mean, you're incredible personalities, and thank God there are these roles that celebrate you. Like you say in this, every character in the show is a big personality, and it has to be cast as such. It's a great time, really, isn't it, to be you?
I think so. It's rare that we look at it that way. But yeah, I feel like it's a treat, if that makes sense. And I think my sister probably feels the same. And we've come from a family that are, nauseatingly showbiz. I always think it's much more of a challenge for the kids that don't come from families that can offer advice and, encourage. There's many more of us who have to fight to get to where we are. And, that said, it's always still a fight. The fight is in maintaining the momentum. isn't it? You know, you get one job, hooray! But you learn very quickly not to celebrate too much because you've got to find the next one and the next one. You can never sit back.
Does rejection ever become easy? I think that's why I couldn't do what you do. You stand in front of people who might be less talented than you. They might know nothing. They might be amazing. They might know everything. But they have the right to begin or end your career at that point. You're putting your belief in them. I don't know whether I could do that. Does that ever become easy?
It becomes par for the course. I don't know that it becomes easy, but you get used to it. And you also learn where your strengths are. And hopefully, like I said before, to see yourself as though you were an onlooker, and hopefully take that rough with the smooth and think, well, you know what, they might be right, but I can do this. You know, nobody can do everything. And I think it's a mistake to feel and desire to and feel that you ought to. You shouldn't. You should just do what you're really good at and hope that people like it. But the fact is, not everybody will, and that's okay.
You're not quashing my dream of being a rhinoceros in The Lion King, are you? I've always wanted to play that part.
I'm quashing your dream.
It's not going to happen, is it? What about Woman? We spoke years ago now with you and Emma and Maz, and there you were, 3 amazing voices put together and formed this group that did incredibly well, and we want to see you, but you're too busy. Could you be less busy to do more Woman?
Yes, we're going to try really, really hard. If not during the break at Christmas, then when I'm done with this job, I will put my head back into that because I absolutely love it. And there's nothing I love more than working with my sister, as you know.
You are both incredible, and you, especially during this performance, get to shine with these incredible numbers, and we love you very much. Thank you for your time. Gina Murray is touring the UK with Hairspray through 2018. Good luck with everything. Go and see your boys.
Oh, Alex, thank you so much. What boys?